from Barge's Pizza, brought to you by these amazing sponsors: Barge's Pizza, Shelter Insurance, Bill Grant Ford, McCarthy Drilling, Diana Andrews, State Farm Insurance, CNC Farm and Home Supply, Animal Care Clinic, Mid-Missouri Bank, HMI Fireplace, MD Lux, and Grand Missouri Bank. Now let's join Matt and Clay live from Barge's Pizza.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Coach's Corner here from Barge's Pizza on South Main Street, just south of the Bolivar Square, as we will be bringing you this fourth episode of the Coach's Corner. We have with us Mr. Clay Meyer. I called him Clay Medley last week, Sutton, in your absence. Coach Robert Clardy, Matt Hennenberg, and Sutton Medley back from assignment. How was Nova Scotia?
Wonderful. 70 and 50. That's all I can say. 70 in the day, 50 in the morning. It was pretty nice.
And you shot good golf?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Never hit a bad shot.
I want to thank all our fine sponsors here at the Coach's Corner. Coach Barge's Pizza, our main sponsor. Shelter Insurance, Craig Lehman Agency, Bill Grant Ford, McCarthy Drilling, Deanna Andrews State Farm Insurance, CNC Farm and Home Supply, Animal Care Clinic, Mid-Missouri Bank, HMI Fireplace, MD Lux, and Grand Missouri Bank. And Coach, I'm going to let these guys take over and talk about the Branson game because I was on assignment at the Polk County Fairgrounds and didn't have much reception there.
Oh, well,
yeah, that's you.
Well, all right. Well, Coach, obviously the game outcome was obviously something none of us were wanting. Didn't really expect or anything like that. It's a long way to go. And I know that the kids had to just hope that they didn't get down because that is a really, really good football team that we played.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And we knew it going into it. I mean, you could see it on film how talented they are and deep. And we knew it was going to be a challenge. And like we talked about last week, there's things we've got to do really well to whenever we play really good football teams. We've got to do well. Certain things we've got to execute. We've got to be great on first down. We got to be much better on third down. We can't turn the ball over. Just little things like that. And it was 0-0 ball game at the end of the first quarter, and we were doing some things right, making some plays, but we weren't making. It's like we were looking around. And I told the guys this at halftime. I said, we got too much talent in the room. We got guys looking around, waiting for somebody to make the play. Like, everybody can make the play on any given play. Let's just step up and do it. And we were right there where we wanted to be, doing some good things. And then they had a really long drive there to start the second quarter, scored. And then we hit some adversity. We threw the pick six, and next thing you know, we're down 14-0. And then we have I think a 4 or 5 play drive after that, maybe, I'm not sure. And then another touchdown for them, 21 going into halftime. So it was just then at that point, it's now we've got to start chipping away. We've got to try and put them in negative situations because first drive of the game, like we talked about, we need to put them behind the chains, get them doing something they're uncomfortable to do. And their first time we put them behind the chains was 2nd and 14, then 3rd and long, they throw a pass, we intercepted. So, I mean, we're starting to accomplish those things, but just across the board, we didn't make enough plays to give us the chance there. And once we met some of our goals, but just as a team across the board, did not get it done. And the guys stayed together. I mean, that's not how they're built. And we talked about it after the game. Like, hey, we talk about being blue collar and we talk about strapping up and going to work. You got to be about it too. And we're about to find out what we're about and what we're made of this week going into practice. And that's what we as coaches talked about. The players have answered that and done a great job this week so far. I mean, we didn't get to see a whole lot today because of the weather. But the guys have responded exactly how I wanted them to, and we had the best Tuesday practice we've had, maybe the best practice we've had all season yesterday. And we switched it around and did defense first to start the week. Also changed some things up, did some competition. We made them compete. Like I told them that Monday in the meeting, I was like, compete. That's going to be our motto this week. I want you guys to compete with each other on both sides of the ball and prepare. But also, I want my Z receiver to compete with the second string or the first string Z receiver and push him and try and take his job because it's just going to make us a better football team. So we've added some different competitions throughout practice and just a lot of things to continue to energize that, but they don't need that. I mean, they're already bringing it every day. And, but yes, like you said, they stayed together. That was not a question.
Super. The first 2 games, we're in the ball game all the way through. You know, it's a one score, maybe a two possession game or something like that. This was the first time all season that all of a sudden, like you said, going in, we're down three touchdowns, three possessions. Branson had a ball control, time control offense, which they ran pretty well, very well. I mean, you know, you got to give it to them. They did a good job. Right there at the first quarter, like you said, though, I mean, it looked like we were going in for that score. We had to punt away early, but then that next possession, we had a good drive of our own going there and turnover again. And, you know, that from that point on, I mean, we didn't mount another really strong-looking drive, I didn't think. Yeah. It was one of those that was like, man, you know, we was right there. We was right there, and it didn't happen. So I'm glad to hear you saying that, you know, that the kids are just rallied around each other and brought themselves back. The pick six, you know, that happens. You know, you talked last week about the turnovers, where you want it to be. You want it to be at a +2, and you know, so we was -1 in this one because we got our own pick. We haven't been able to, and getting that break, that's what I'm waiting for. You know, I mean, that we got the pick, but we haven't scored points on a turnover yet. Just making that break, and I think, man, that's when that happens. I think it's just going to just start snowballing for us, and it's just going to build and build and build and build. You know, because that's gives you so much more momentum and everything.
And those breaks, I mean, you got to create those. Right. And you know, the motto luck is earned. I mean, in some of those situations too, it's just some of that, like the fumble you mentioned. I mean, that wasn't anything that Branson did. He just dropped. He just was running and the ball popped out. Right. And it was just him by himself. And like we discussed last week, some of that's just fundamentals of football and doing the right thing, keeping it high and tight, and ball security, and all those things we need to stress. And because, like, I mean, we had a good drive going there, and that was going to be a big gain. It was going to be another first down, probably get us down to maybe about the 30-yard line, close to the red zone. And that was Evan Nichols getting out on the field for the first time, showing us that electric speed that he has. And, you know, and like you had mentioned, it's after that point, it was really tough just to get drives going and get consistent drives. And we did that a little bit in the second half. We changed some things up and saw a lot more yards per carry, yards per play, all that in the second half, just by tweaking some things. But at that point, it was too late. Whenever we talked about valuing the football, but you also got to value your possessions in a game like that, because they are going to hold the football. I mean, if they're getting 3 or 4 yards of play and we can't get them behind the chains, it's extremely difficult to get the ball back. So whenever you're playing a triple option team like that can take advantage of that and milk the clock down, huddle up, call the plays, all that, it just really can eat away at any momentum you're trying to build offensively while those guys are out on the field with their offense.
Branson's discipline and execution, I thought, was really good too. I mean, they were focused what they were doing. They had a couple of penalties where they started a little quick, but they had some good execution, and they did it very well. I thought probably one of the brightest spots of our game was one of the plays, or some of the plays of our underclassmen in the second half. Yeah, we had a freshman that I just showed off terribly in the second half. Now he surprised me with how well he did against their first teamers. Yeah, and I mean, when I look back at it, I was like, okay, let's look at the difference in. Let's compare yards per carry in the first half and second half. And I think we were at 3.3 or 3.4 yards a carry in the first half. And that's with a couple longer runs. But in the second half, we were at 6.5. So, I mean, it's just.
That'll work.
And that's on more carries, too. And but it was just a spark. Like, we have some injuries and stuff, and guys fighting and doing as best they can and fighting through it. But then whenever Colt got in the game and started running the football as a freshman, I mean, sometimes those kids are worried about getting hit, but he loves linebackers so much he would rather hit people running the ball. So
he didn't appear to be afraid.
No, I'm pretty sure I seen him run at a linebacker one time.
He tries to. So he has that mindset, and we told him at halftime, listen, we know you're tired, but we're getting a little banged up at positions, and we're going to need you to run the football a little bit for us and help us out. And he's like, I'm ready. Let's go. And we just coached him up a little bit, and he was ready to go. And he did some really good stuff.
Defensively, you know, the Liberators, let's see here. this is the season totals. Against Branson, though, 283 yards. So we've been averaging right around that 300s. I thought that was really good. We did give up the yardage, but they obviously 35 points. That's not really good, but they had to work at it. And we didn't give up the big plays until late in my opinion. It looked like late in the second half when all of a sudden we had option, and all of a sudden we did that counter and went back. Yeah. And that was, the big plays. That's what got the 2 of the touchdowns, I think.
You guys know that triple option offense. It's all about scheme and, okay, they're going to do this against us. They're going to show us this front. Let's tweak this and go back out. And that's the thing that's tough. We're learning is, our guy, we don't have time to make those corrections until halftime. That's the only time we really get to sit our guys down and talk to them. And whenever you play a larger school, any school, but with a larger school like Branson, they get to come off the field. They got their TVs on the sideline. They can coach that stuff up. And it is what it is. We still got to go out and play football. But our guys, I think, from a halftime correction standpoint, we did a really good job of going in there and being coachable, listening to the coaches' corrections, and then taking that out on the field. But then we'll stop them. We'll keep them in third down situations, and then that big play happened. Yeah. And then we had to rally and make a tackle, and then it's the same thing. And it's just starting to get a little gassed. And but we're never going to question our guys' passion and commitment to each other and effort. That's never going to come into question. But I think even when they were tired, they were still trying to execute the game plan to the best of their ability. Yeah. And then eventually it kind of caught up to us there a little bit in the second half. But we knew we needed to try and take some chances too and try and get back in the football game quick. So, but yeah, they did a great job from an effort standpoint. I'll never question that.
Agreed. I would absolutely agree. That's what we could see from 4 stories up. That's exactly what we.
Yeah, there was one play, and I can't remember which defender they had. It was the lineman though that made a tackle way downfield, and I thought he came a long way to get that. And to me, I was impressed that he was just hard charging, and he was able to overtake and bring him down. So kudos to that.
Yep. What else you got?
What else? Well, it's one of those games. You look at that. You've talked about the positives that you're taking away from it, and and every week you build on that and everything. So I'm looking at this coming up week. We're going to preview the Parkview game here in a little bit, but I've got every bit of confidence in these kids out there. They show that there's no quit in them, and that's important. And me and Sut talked about it all the way home. I said, this one, those first 2 were heartbreaker losses, and this one, there was a big deal there. I said, I don't think that this is going to bring these kids down. No. It was a different form of adversity that they had to deal with on this one.
Yeah. So. And I think to the opening up the second half, we were doing what we could to try and steal some momentum with that onside, and man, that was really close.
It was close.
And the problem was we ran it during the week, and Wyatt, he only got to run it once because he had 2 soccer games, so he was missed most of our practices. And he kicked it on the grass, and it just bounces way too far. I was like, so we're getting there, and they were like, Coach, what about Scooby? That's what we called it. I was like, sure, let's run it. I was like, we can steal the momentum right here. Let's go and do it. And I was like, just don't kick it 20 yards like you did in practice. And then he kicked it about 8. And I was like, and it was there. They executed exactly what we wanted to. Their center takes off way too early, and I'm surprised they didn't catch that earlier. But he was about 9 3/4 yards there before he fell on it.
It was almost like he was nervous. He was like, is somebody going to hit me? Somebody going to hit me? Then he just grabbed that ball.
That ball almost stopped, too.
Reminiscent of Pat McAfee.
Yeah, but if we could have stolen some momentum there and just tried to get things going in the right direction, infuse some energy there on the sideline.
Love the call.
And we were close. But the defense knows, hey, sudden change. Now you got to get on the field, and now we got to get a stop. And put you in a bad situation, just like a turnover. Now your back's against the wall. You got to go out there and get a stop. And so defense understood what we were trying to do.
National Weather Service in Springfield has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Cedar County, west central Polk County, northeastern Dade County, until 6:45 p.m. Central Daylight. Expected hazards include 60 miles per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. This is a radar-indicated threat. The following impacts are expected. Hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Stockton Lake, Stockton State Park, Fairplay, Aldridge, Masters, Cane Hill, and Bona. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 6:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties in Missouri: Cedar, Dade, and Polk.
Is anything better than a hot, cheesy slice of pizza fresh out of the oven? Barge's Pizza in Bolivar believes great pizza is meant to be shared. Grabbing lunch with coworkers, feeding the whole family, or surprising a neighbor just because. There's one golden rule. Be nice. Share a slice. Bubbling pepperoni to fresh margarita with mozzarella, basil, and vine-ripened tomatoes. Every bite's made with love and meant to be shared. Make someone's day delicious. In Bolivar, south of the square on Main Street. Barge's Pizza.
At Animal Care Clinic, they're not just another veterinary clinic. They're your pet's best friend. Their team, led by Doctors Levin and Lindsay Roten, offer top-notch care for all animals, big and small. From intensive care and checkups to pet supplies and grooming, they've got it covered. Keep your furry friend healthy and happy. Schedule an appointment today at animalcarebolivar.com. That's animalcarebolivar.com. Animal Care Clinic. Their name says it all.
Mr. Google wants you to think you can fix your car on the internet. If you can just figure out what's wrong without talking to those greedy dealers, you'll save lots of money. At Bill Grant Ford, our appointment book fills every week with people who started on Google. And you might be surprised to know the labor rate in our shop is not the highest in town. What we can do for you is bring experience and training to a world filled with internet noise. We encourage you to be informed when it comes to maintaining your vehicle. And when your vehicle starts asking for help, see why it's better in Bolivar at Bill Grant Ford.
Welcome back to Barge's Pizza. Oh, my gosh. Barge's Pizza. It's the Coach's Corner, and we've got Coach Clardy here, and we're going to talk about the game against Parkview. We saw him in the Jamboree a little bit. What do you know about him?
Yeah, I think in that little scrimmage session we had there, both teams were playing some of their starters, but a lot of the guys that we weren't going to be playing got some action in that one, and we noticed that with them as well. Obviously, looking at their film and seeing how they've started out, they're 0-3. They played 3 pretty good teams, and last week against Rogersville, there was opportunities for them to get in that game, and it's kind of the same story with whenever it comes to turnovers or penalties. And I mean, from the first drive of the game, they're driving the field and they get all the way down to the 30-yard line. QB's running the ball and gets hit, fumbles it, and Rogersville gets it. 3 plays later, big touchdown, and now they're down 7-0. So you see some similarities in terms of things that are going wrong for them. But from watching film on them, quarterback play, they got 2 quarterbacks that they're rotating, number 11 and number 6. Both those guys do a really good job. Both of them bring different things to the table there. Both of them can kind of run the zone read. We got to be prepared for them offensively, or for their offense. Defensively, we've got to be prepared for them to line up in pro eye and then the next play being empty. I mean, they're going to show us multiple looks on every single series. So we've got to be alert for all of that. They are going to take the shots. They're going to run their hitches. They're going to throw screens. They do a good job of running the football, not just with the running back, who's a very good player. I don't think we saw him in the Jamboree, but their quarterback, number 11, whenever he pulls the ball in zone read, he can make a move and get north and and make some guys miss, but he's also big enough. He's just going to tuck his head and run, or get positive yards. So they do some things offensively, and they've got a big old left tackle and big old offensive lineman. So they do some good things, but they've just been it's either turnovers or it's penalties here and there, holding out on the perimeter that keeps putting them behind the chains. And, but they've got a pretty good offense. Defensively, they've got some players back from last year, some high-impact players, a couple linebackers that do some really good stuff, some D-linemen, some DBs that are extremely talented. So, we've got to make sure that we are extremely disciplined in what we do, offensively and defensively, because it's going to be who makes the big plays down the field and who understands their assignment, alignment, all that stuff. Technique's going to be one thing, but our assignment, alignment is kind of what's gotten us on some big plays. So that's been another stress for us this week, and it's going to be extremely important on Friday, going against a team that's got some talented skill players, but the discipline of penalties and turnovers is really what's gotten them the most this year.
That's pretty familiar with what we've seen Parkview in the past. They've had some really good athletes and done some really good things, but it seems to shoot themselves in the foot more than they do anything else.
And they get down, and then they really start pushing and making those crucial mistakes like that. But so did you say their quarterback is the same one from last year?
I'm not sure if he's the same one. I just know both 11 and 6 are both doing some really good things.
Are they playing about the same amount of snaps, or are they mixing them up?
No, it's number 11's their guy. He's going to come in, and he had a couple turnovers last week, and then they went to number 6. But they will play them both. He put the ball on the ground, threw a couple interceptions throughout the game. I think one of them, actually, there may have been both of them threw one interception. So just taking some chances. They're going to line up and run some empty stuff and get their skill players out in space. We've got to really do a really good job.
They were pretty good at that last year.
They were pretty good.
Yeah. Their running back, is he like a power runner? Is he run around the ends?
He can do about it. Yeah, he can do about all of it. He's pretty electric. He's a good player.
They average 10 points a game, and they give up 23. Of course, the Liberators averaging 15, giving up 28. So on paper, it looks like a pretty even contest, maybe a little advantage. I was kind of shocked. West Plains only 28-12. They beat them, and that was a pretty good score. I mean, I thought it was a pretty good showing for them.
Yeah, and watching that game, I mean, it was the night that we played Harrisonville, and we were kind of lucky. We didn't have as much rain as they got down to Springfield. If you watch that game, I mean, it's raining almost the entire game, so it really slowed down some things. From an explosive play standpoint, like there's puddles on the track all over the place behind the end zone, and so that rain may have affected that score a little bit more. But no, both teams, played well in that game and made stops when they needed to. And then going back to the Marshfield game, it was kind of the same thing. It was just a lot of turnovers by both teams, and Parkview getting a couple touchdowns called back in that game, and then the Log Rock game last weekend, Rogersville they took advantage of big plays down the field. They've got a pretty darn good receiver that can just get behind the defense and outrun them all. And that young receiver they've got, and their quarterback did a great job. They had a great job from a protection standpoint. He just stepped up in the pocket, made some throws down the field, and got behind the defense. So obviously they're going to see that this week in practice and make some corrections. We've got to do a great job of getting back to taking what the defense gives us, just making efficient throws, moving the chains. We've got playmakers. When the ball gets in their hands, those big plays can happen. We don't have to force the issue. And Chap really has kind of refocused. He spent a lot of extra time on the side with Coach Claybo this week, just really preparing different, we call them 1 ball, 2 ball, 3 ball, different velocity, different height on the pass that needs to happen in given moments. And he's been doing a great job with that. So really just understanding there's going to be windows. We've just got to find the grass and go first guy that's open, get it to him, and keep moving the chains. We can't make our minds up pre-snap. We've got to go through the progression. We've got to see assess what they're showing us and say, like I've told you guys before, where can we steal 4? I mean, that's our motto. Where can I steal 4 yards right here? And if I can steal 4 yards throwing a hitch, or if I can steal 4 yards handing it off, or I can throw a bubble, whatever that is, do it, because then that guy can take it to the house if everybody else is doing their job. So we've got to be extremely disciplined this week versus Parkview, because they've got, like we said, they've got a lot of talent. They got a lot of guys that can make some plays, but the most disciplined team on Friday night is going to be a team that walks away with a victory.
Well, we talked a little bit about Hill coming in the second half. Will he be starting for you at running back?
He had started reps today at running back. He's been doing some really good stuff and learning, because he's kind of been in that backup role where he's kind of just learning, but he's not having to take a whole lot of reps. But now he's going to be seeing a lot of that, and there's going to be mistakes. We expect that, especially with a freshman. But we told him it doesn't matter, as long as we just want you to go hard, man. We want you to give 100%. You're going to mess up, but mess up going full speed. Don't ever hesitate. Just go. And that's great, but there's certain plays that require some patience. Whenever we run gap scheme stuff, we need them to be a little patient, wait for it, and then hit it. So some of that stuff that Cyrus did really well against Osage, that's the kind of stuff we need him to be patient, and then whenever that stuff opens up, to hit it. So he's done a good job. Like we talked about last week, he wants to get in and study some film, and does that with the coaches throughout the day. So he'll be ready to go.
Super. You're talking about being disciplined. I'm hard pressed right now trying to think of penalties. You have been playing really well, clean football. No penalties. We're not having the false starts or the offsides and illegal procedures and all that stuff. So, I just think that you're doing a great job of coaching them up on all that stuff. Because we talk about shooting yourself in the foot. Yeah. That's what happened.
And like we talked about last week, staying in front of the chains. We can't have negative plays, because against Harrisonville and Osage, we had to snap over our head where we lose 10, 12 yards. And I think both of those, Cyrus had to run back and grab those and try and get some yards. And last week we had one negative play in the entire game, and it was -1 yards, and it was the second play of the game when we threw that bubble out there. And Paul Bliss went and blocked the wrong guy, and Braden looked at him like, what the heck? But he just got mixed up, because typically that corner is going to bail, and then the flat defender is going to trigger. Corner stayed, and then the flat defender triggered, so he went here, and then the corner flew up. So I get what he was seeing, but it's just teachable moments like that. Like, hey, let's go ahead and take the number one most dangerous, widest guy and try and outrun that flat defender. So he's learning. He won't make that mistake again. I know Braden's going to trust him. So, but Braden's got to block the corner too whenever we throw it to him out on the outside screen. So both those guys working together. But no, just trying to stay in front of the chains, eliminate those penalties, eliminate negative plays, and stay in front of the chains. We just had too many 1-2 yard plays. I mean, it was way too many 1 and 2 yard plays. And we're 2nd 8, 2nd 9, and then it's another 1 or 2. Maybe 3 yard play, then you're at 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. You're still 3rd and long, and we've been in too many 3rd and longs, especially last week. And you can't be in 3rd and longs versus a really good Branson team.
Yeah, they were a good team, no question.
Yep.
Well, we're going to send it back to the studio. You are watching Coach's Corner on MoSportsZone.com, listening on Your Country 99.
Hey gang, wherever you are, CNC Farm and Home in Bolivar and Lebanon has you covered. Complete clothing department for both men and women. Their hardware, electrical, and plumbing departments have what you need to get that job done right. For the farm, CNC has fencing supplies from pipe gates, hard wire, and animal health supplies. And for our furry friends, CNC has toys for cat and dog food and, of course, dog houses. You can depend on the Colemans at CNC Farm and Home in Bolivar and Lebanon.
Hey, this is Paul at CNC Farm and Home Supply. If you have the questions, we have the answers.
Let's face it, renter's insurance isn't top of mind until, well, it's top of mind. That's why it can be important as a renter to make sure you have the coverage you need at a price you can afford, because you've worked hard for your stuff, right? Your local State Farm agent is ready to help you choose the right renter's insurance that best fits your needs without the headache. Let's start helping protect your stuff with renter's insurance from State Farm today.
Diana Andrews, 326-2636.
Has your local bank stopped feeling local? Hello, this is Matt Hennenberg with Grand Missouri Bank. At Grand Missouri Bank, we are proud to be the only locally chartered bank in Bolivar, with the local owners and decisions made right here at 1630 South Killingsworth. You'll always work with our friendly, experienced team. From offering personalized financial services to building lasting relationships, whether you're borrowing or depositing, we're here for you. Come see us at Grand Missouri Bank, Bolivar's true community bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Welcome back to Barge's Pizza. It's the Coach's Corner, just south of the Bolivar Square. You can come on down. It always smells so good in here. I'm trying to diet, but it ain't working when I'm coming down here on Wednesday night. So we're going to wrap our kind of see what we got in the conference. Of course, we talked about the Liberators' 35-6 loss to Branson. Parkview, we touched on that a little bit. Log Rock beat them 34-12. Again, another kind of an impressive score, I thought, for Parkview, because Log Rock seems to be pretty good. Yeah. And also, Parkview's not played away from home yet this year. They've had 3 straight home games.
Yeah, Coach Bruffett was pretty fired up about their schedule this year. I don't think they even have to leave Springfield except for this one and maybe one more. So he's pretty excited about that.
Yeah. Well, they travel to Hayti.
Yep.
So that's
that'll make up for something.
That'll make up for it.
They had the Central game. Of course, Central dropped. So some of the Springfield schools, they picked up a game at Hayti, and that's a long trip from Springfield. That's a long trip from anywhere, unless you're at Cape Girardeau or something. So, and then it was Marshfield losing to Carl Junction 49-15. And Carl Junction coming out there 3-0, and they look to be like a pretty good team. They're going to be at the top of the conference.
Yeah, they've got some good quality wins so far this season, and beating teams the way they're supposed to beat them. So they're off to a good start.
And West Plains took care of business against Hillcrest 56-7 as the Hornets travel to West Plains, another hard place to go to, and really no surprise there. But the Zizzers ran it up pretty good on the Hornets, and they're still undefeated or undefeated along with Parkview. So that's our conference wrap up. You didn't see anything out of the ordinary there? Or
no, and as we get into it more, for me, especially for me, this first year being in this conference and really watching these games and comparing opponents, the more every week we get into this, we can kind of see, okay, how did they do in this game versus this opponent compared to this? And so we're starting to be able to compare a little bit more as we get into it and really kind of know where these teams stand and what they're good at and how they change their game plans based on who they're playing. So, just every week we're learning a little bit more about each team. And like I said, it's my first year, so just trying to take all this in and watch as much film as we can as coaches and get all these films downloaded and kind of buzz through them quickly, but really focus on Parkview. We've got like the Marshfield ones already in there, but we haven't even started on those guys yet. So we'll get that rolling this weekend.
Okay, well, we don't lose to Parkview. There's 3 big games: Parkview, Marshfield, and Log Rock.
I know.
Those games
I heard how much last year's hurt when we played Parkview, and
I think Brock wrote, somebody was telling me, I think it was Brock, said he was getting phone calls. You guys lost to Parkview? He said, I think he might have even talked to you about, hey, you can't lose to Parkview. So, well, we are going to send it back to the studio real quick. We'll be right back with Jason Ingold. He's the Bolivar Liberator head boys soccer coach. And you are watching the Coach's Corner on MoSportsZone.com, listening on Your Country 99.
HMI Fireplace is here to serve your community and promote local youth sports programs. It's in HMI's history to keep your home safe and to be on the ball when winter strikes. Come into HMI Fireplace and let them write up the best defense for Old Man Winter today. Look them up online at HMIFireplaceShop.com or give them a call.
No one warms you like
Drilling, the action of making a hole in something by boring with a drill. Sounds simple, right? Well, it's not, especially when it comes to water wells, geothermal drilling, and environmental monitoring. With over 20 years experience, Jeremy McCarthy and his crews at McCarthy Drilling will have your project completed efficiently and effectively using state-of-the-art drill rigs. Don't leave your drilling to just anyone. Contact the experts at McCarthy Drilling in Halfway. McCarthy Drilling done right. Bold transformations start at MD Lux Aesthetics and Med Spa in Bolivar. Lose weight with personalized solutions. Balance your body with expert hormone therapy. Revitalize your skin with powerful laser treatments and refresh your look with precision injections. Every journey begins with a $50 consultation credited towards your service when you move forward. Find them on Facebook or find them behind Bill Roberts Chevrolet. Step into the future of beauty and wellness where cutting-edge science meets self-care. MD Lux Aesthetics and Med Spa.
Welcome back to Barge's Pizza. It's the Coach's Corner. We're just south of the Bolivar Square here at Barge's, and we are joined now by the head soccer coach for the Liberators, Jason Ingold. Jason, welcome to the program.
Hey, thank you very much. Yeah.
No stranger to Bolivar. You were here before.
There you go.
For a long time. You were the AD. You left us. Came back. We're glad you came back.
That's right. Yeah.
Glad you brought your boys back with you. That's always
I think they hired my boys, not me.
Well, they've done well.
Yeah, they did. It was a good hire. It was a good hire. So you took over. You're a principal, right?
Yeah, assistant principal at the middle school this year.
Okay, and you took over the coaching of the soccer, and basically we've had the same soccer coach since the program started.
Yeah, for 24 years, Coach Fast and Coach Edge were on the sideline. So, yeah, absolutely.
So a new system. Your boys play soccer as well, is that right?
You betcha, yep. All three did last year, and now the younger two still play, yep.
Okay. And did you play soccer in college?
Yeah, yep. That's actually where I met my wife, was playing college soccer. Yep.
Here at SPU?
Speaking of your wife, I believe she assists you with some of the duties of a soccer coach.
Yeah, she's one of our assistant girls soccer coaches, so it's about one of the only times I get to tell her what to do, and I get paid for it. So that's nice.
Be careful with that.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, you might pay for it when you get home.
Yeah, it's only about a 2-hour a day. Yeah.
So are you coaching the girls soccer team
Yeah,
as well?
absolutely. Yep.
Okay,
Yep. Do that in the spring. So yeah, it's good.
So, and actually, our soccer programs, they've been very successful. They've had some nice runs in the district. I know when my daughter played, I think we won 4 district titles in a row. We're looking for 5, but COVID kind of shut us out of that. But if you can do that in any sport, that's right. That's pretty tough. And made a couple runs on the boys' side in the Final Four.
Yep.
And what do you guys look like this year?
So yeah, we actually graduated 11 guys last year, and so it's been neat to go watch bring the guys and go watch a couple of them play collegiately already this year. But we brought a great core back, and we got about 36 guys out there, so it's a good sized team. We ended the season 5th in the state last year, so had a good run. We're 4-2 right now. Had a really good opportunity to go to a showcase up in Sedalia the opening weekend. We knew it was going to be challenging. We felt like, hey, we could go up there and play really well and go 0-2. And that's exactly what we did. We actually played the teams we played up there. They were probably better than any team we played last year, and stayed right with them. Barely lost both those games. And so played Northeast Kansas City and then Marshall also. And so since that tournament, we've won all 4 of the games that we've had in the regular season. And our next match actually is Friday. We play at the Willard tournament. So that'll be a tough one. There's some good teams there, and we had the opportunity to win that last year. But yeah, we'll see.
So are you the favorite in the conference?
I don't know about that. We'll see. We have only got one game under our belt. That was last night. We played Marshfield out there and beat them 3-0. But yeah, I mean, Branson's good. Carl Junction is good, and Rogersville is probably the favorite if you want to list somebody, because they've made 2 straight Final Fours.
Okay.
So it's always a challenge with them.
Yep.
So you said you have a tournament at Willard?
Yeah.
Okay, so Friday, Saturday?
Friday, Saturday. We play 8 a.m. on Friday morning. Then win or lose, we play again that afternoon, and then we turn around and play again on Saturday morning. So nice thing about some of these type of tournaments is that we play early enough on Friday that old Wyatt Miles can get over the football game.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Yeah. Because next Friday it's Republic's homecoming next Friday. And so they're doing a doubleheader with a soccer and football game back to back for homecoming, which is a pretty cool idea.
That is.
And so they're doing. We'll play at 3, and then be done. And so that way he'll be able to play on a Friday and still get there.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, why not, right?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
And does the Republic have a pretty good soccer program?
Yeah, they're pretty solid. Yeah.
Actually, I went to a soccer school in St. Louis, so it was big time.
Yeah.
So I understand. And here in Southwest Missouri, it's not quite caught on
Right.
quite as well.
Exactly.
But St. Louis, it's a big time deal, and so
Well, hey, I'd love to see Sutton and Clay out there, and I wonder how many soccer games you guys have seen. So
You know
might as
what?
well get out there and watch one.
My daughter played soccer. I've seen a lot of soccer.
Oh, there you go. All right,
Yeah.
well, come on out.
we used to do the soccer
I know,
games.
I-
So
yeah,
we've done the soccer games. And you got to learn to say pitch and nil.
That's right.
Those
That's
are
right.
and match. You
That's
don't say
right.
game. You say match. So,
Yep. That's right.
well, tell us how some of your better players.
Yeah, you betcha. So we have 6 seniors this year, 2 returning All-State players, both Matt Giglio and Braden Burke. And so then our keeper, Wyatt Biles, got some postseason honors last year. Have Soren Bachman coming back. Canyon Adams does a good job for us, banged up a little bit right now, so he's been out. And then we have a foreign exchange student this year that is a senior, Yannick, and he's staying with the Stockstill family. And that's been a good opportunity to have him. You know, we had our family hosted a foreign exchange student last year, and so he was part of soccer program, and we had some finagling to get him eligible and stuff. But it's always good. It adds a new, new kind of wrinkle to things. And so,
Where's the foreign exchange student from?
this guy Yannick, he's from Netherlands.
Okay.
So yeah, we got those guys, and then I'd say some of the juniors that really contribute for us would be Xavier Cox, my middle son Colton does a good job there, and we got a couple more sophomores that see some time, and a couple more juniors, but that's kind of the main gist there.
Yeah. Are you pretty good offensively, or are you more of a defensive club?
So in soccer, you play a lot of different formations.
Yeah.
You know, you can play with a couple couple defenders, or a ton of them, or whatever. And so I'm a little more old school. I actually took 10 years off of coaching from when I coached at Camdenton to now. And so I'm still trying to adjust to the new offensive scheme. So we play a little bit more defensive. So, you know, I think the most we've scored this year is 4 or 5 in a game.
That's a lot.
No, actually, I'm sorry. We scored 8 in a game. So that Matt Giglio, he had 6 in one game last week. So, you know, it's when you get right down in front of that goal, as long as you're cool, calm, and collected, and just put the ball right in the net, and don't try to blast it through there, you know, good things happen.
Now, Giglio was All-State last year. Is that correct?
Yes, he was first team, and Braden, I believe, was second team. I believe. Yeah,
that's pretty good for an underclassmen. Yeah.
Yep, did a really good job. And this year, our district, you know, we usually hover right in the Class 2, Class 3 range, and so our district is pretty tough with Rogersville, and then Springfield Catholic dropped down, and I believe they're nationally ranked right now. So it'll be a challenge.
Really?
But,
Yeah,
hey,
sounds like it.
gotta get going.
And we used to Monette and Carthage usually had some pretty good teams.
Monette's with us. Yep,
in
absolutely
that group. So yeah, there's some tough soccer played around here. I mean, I remember when my girls were playing, or girl was playing, and the girls' side was really good, and I enjoyed calling the boys' games too. You know, they're good, and well, of course, then we were playing Glendale and Kickapoo, and they had some pretty good players there that went on and played. So
it's a pretty physical sport, I'd say. You know, you think that it isn't, but yeah, it is.
It is. Trust me.
Yeah.
I grew up playing soccer. It can be very physical.
Yep.
So what's your schedule like the rest of this week, you say?
So yeah, we're a Willard tournament, and that I think we played New Heights. It's a private school out of Joplin.
Yeah.
And then we'll play the winner of the Willard and Oak Park from Kansas City. We've seen them; they're very, very good. So we'll play the winner of that or loser of that later on Friday. So yeah, our next home match is next Tuesday. It's a conference match against Hillcrest. And then we have a shootout, kind of a tournament, but we renamed it the Fast Edge Classic last year in honor of the coaches. And so that's coming up here in a couple weeks.
What time would that game be next Tuesday?
Next Tuesday, that'll be a 4:30 JV start with a 6 p.m. varsity start.
Okay.
Yep.
Should be a beautiful day next Tuesday, too, I believe, Clay. You got that dialed up. That'll be good.
There you go.
I might come watch my first. Well, no, I watched a couple when I was on the Booster Club and had concession stuff. So I have seen some soccer games.
There you go.
Well, we appreciate you coming on. Best of luck the rest of the season. Thanks for sharing Wyatt with us for kicking. We need that.
You betcha.
He's done a good job.
Yeah, yes, and I appreciate you guys having us and supporting the program and the Booster Club and the district. And we got a great community, and they always come out. And hey, I've enjoyed the pizza tonight, so good stuff.
And your oldest son, I assume he's getting along well.
He's loving it. Yeah, he's going to NAIA school up there in Iowa and Des Moines, and he's played basketball up there, and they started practices this week. So we'll see.
He'll be fine wherever he's at. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
Yes, he is.
All right, we'll send it back to the studio. We'll be back with Mike. I don't know what, I think we got a pepperoni. I think it's a honey pepperoni deal, but you're watching the Coach's Corner on MoSportsZone.com, listening on Your Country 99.
Mid-Missouri Bank has crossed another huge benchmark. They've paid their Mid-Mo customers more than $8 million in Casasa rewards. Join Mid-Mo in the race to $10 million. Get in on your share of the earnings today. Whether it's cash back on debit card swipes or a high interest rate on checking and savings account balances, Mid-Mo Bank pays you for the spending activity you're probably already doing. You deserve more for your money. How does more money sound? Open an account in minutes at openaccounts.midmobank.com. Mid-Missouri Bank. Member FDIC.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
Ask Craig Lehman about Shelter's auto, home, and life options.
Is anything better than a hot, cheesy slice of pizza fresh out of the oven? Barge's Pizza in Bolivar believes great pizza is meant to be shared. Grabbing lunch with coworkers, feeding the whole family, or surprising a neighbor just because. There's one golden rule. Be nice. Share a slice. Bubbling pepperoni to fresh margarita with mozzarella, basil, and fine ripened tomatoes. Every bite's made with love and meant to be shared. Make someone's day delicious. In Bolivar, south of the square on Main Street. Barge's Pizza.
Welcome back to Barge's Pizza, just south of the Bolivar Square. It's the Coach's Corner, and I can't see. Can we see that pizza? And Mike, what is that?
This is our Southern style pepperoni. It's double pepperoni with Mike's Hot Honey. There we go.
I like all of those things.
We will have another one coming out. It just wasn't out of the.
What is that?
It's your favorite, the buffalo chicken.
Buffalo chicken. Oh gosh, I didn't need that after all we ate last night. So. All right, Mike. Well, this is Mike the Barge Scott, so owner of Barge's Pizza. And let's go to our picks of the week. Sutton actually texted me his picks. I picked for you, and you really didn't do very good with my picks. I got your text probably about an hour and a half after the show. So I did
sabotage. I tell you what, where I was, the internet was non-existent pretty much. And,
welcome to my house.
It's not too much fun, I can tell you.
All right, last week's games were Branson Bolivar. Sutton picked Bolivar. Clay picked Bolivar. I picked Bolivar. Mike tried to throw the kibosh on the boys and pick Branson, and he got that one there as it was 35-6. And then Log Rog at Parkview, we all picked Log Rog. And CJ Marshfield, we all picked CJ. They won at 49-15 over the Blue Jays. And then West Plains Hillcrest, and we all picked West Plains. And so on the week, Sutton was 3-1. Clay was 3-1. Mike, perfect 4-0. The first time we've had a perfect pick.
I really wish I wasn't, boys. I really wish I wasn't.
And I was 3-1 for the year. Suddy's 11-7. Clay is 13-5. Mike catching up. He's 12-6, and I got above the Mendoza line. I'm 9-9. At least I'm not on the losing side. So and
breaking even.
Clay had a good idea, and we're going to do this. And I forgot to put it on the sheet, but we're going to pick a couple other games, a college game. Okay. So Mizzou has South Carolina this week. We're going to throw that one in the mix. What other game do you want to throw in there, guys?
I haven't even looked at the schedule. What big games have we got?
We can throw in SBU.
We could throw in SBU, yeah.
They start the Great Lakes Valley playing William Jewell this week. That'd be a good one to put in there.
Okay.
So this week's games, it will be, of course, Parkview at Bolivar. We'll start with you, Suddy.
Parkview at Bolivar. I'll have to take Bolivar.
And Clay?
I'm going to be going Bolivar. We got a little revenge on this one now. They
quite a bit of revenge.
Yeah, we stumbled last year down there in Springfield, so I'm going to definitely take this Bolivar team.
Going with the boys, Bolivar.
I'm going with Bolivar as well. Next game is Marshfield at Hillcrest. Clay, what do you like there?
I like Marshfield. I think that they've got a pretty good team. It seems like they went down there to Carl Junction, and I think could be the class of the conference. I don't know, but Marshfield was with them for a little while, and I think they're going to be a little bit upset.
Mike?
I also go with Marshfield. I think they're playing good ball.
I'm going to take the Blue Jays as well. Sonny?
I'll take the Blue Jays.
Well, we're not going to have much change here.
Nope.
And then Log Rog at Carl Junction. Mike, who you liking that one?
I'm going to go with CJ.
And I'm going to go with CJ too. They're looking pretty impressive. Didn't you say they made the?
They did. They broke in at number 7, I believe, in the state ranking.
Class 4.
In Class 4, and then another conference foe is number 5, and that's going to be Mack County.
District foe.
District foe. Yep. District foe. Yeah.
Sonny, who you like?
I'll go with CJ.
Clay?
CJ's going to be it.
CJ, all right. And then Branson at West Plains. Pretty good matchup there. West Plains barely beat Parkview, but
it's at West Plains.
Yep. They lost to Mountain Home, Arkansas, and they beat Parkview 28-12, and then Hillcrest 56-7 last week. It's at West Plains. I guess I get to pick this one. I'm going to go with the upset and take West Plains. Sutton?
I'm going to go with Branson. I was pretty impressed with them last week. They were highly disciplined, and they executed awfully well.
Clay?
Yeah, Branson's going to, I believe, will take that victory down there.
I'm going to go with Branson. I was pretty impressed with what I saw last week.
I didn't get to see them. I know they look pretty good. They're in the top 10 in Class 5 as well.
Yep.
All right, how about the Battle of Columbia, South Carolina and MU? Clay, who you got?
I'm going to go with MU, boys. I like them. I like them a lot.
Mike?
I like Mizzou this week, especially if the quarterback from South Carolina is not able to play.
Right.
If that's the case, I think Mizzou wins pretty handily.
I'm going to go with the Tigers as well, Suddy.
I'm hoping for a laugher with Mizzou.
All right, and SBU William Jewell. Mike?
I'm going to go with SBU. One of the guys who got work in the kitchen played for actually Clardy for SBU, and he said they've been looking pretty good in the first couple
They got a big win in Chicago. I'm going to go with the Bearcats as well. Suddy?
I will never pick William Jewell, ever.
Fair enough, buddy.
How about you, Clay?
That'd be SBU.
All right, so really the only change, I picked the upset at West Plains, so maybe I can get above you guys. And now we got
This is the buffalo chicken pizza.
Buffalo chicken. I'm gonna tell you, this is my favorite pizza here.
This is our homemade ranch. Is the sauce, and then we put Frank's Red Hot through it, drizzled through there, and then some grilled chicken and cheese on top.
It can't be bad.
It's really good. It's really good.
So.
I don't know if I've ever had bad pizza. There's some that's a lot better, but this stuff down here, I'm going to tell you right now.
Well, every ingredient he said in that is on the top of your end, right up in my area, yeah.
Well, we'll be at Placer Stadium 7 o'clock, 6:45. We'll get it on the air, 7 o'clock kickoff. And it should be another great night for football, a high of 81, low of 65. There is a 50% chance of rain, and by gosh, please rain at my house.
Yes.
We got a chance to rain all this week. Look, we've had thunder and lightning. Coach Clardy, they didn't even get to practice. I'm not kidding you. I'm on the 4th floor of the bank looking out over towards SBU. I never saw a bit of lightning.
I think the lightning was north of the school is what
North
he said.
and
It was
east.
within like 6 or 7 miles. They had to walk off the field.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they had to go to the gym and share with the soccer team, but it should be a great night for football. If you don't want to go out there, if it is raining, you can come down here and watch it right, Mike, on the big screen.
And we will have the buffet after the game also.
Afterwards.
We're going to all come in. $14. We're going to all come in and celebrate our first win, first of many for the rest of the year.
Okay. What's your week like? What's your hours during the week?
Wednesday and Thursday we are 11 to 8. Okay. And then Friday and Saturday we're 11 to 9. Now Friday we will be open later for the buffet. And then Sunday we're 11 to 5, and in that 11 to 2 is the buffet.
Okay.
And we will be next week going live with DoorDash. So if you want it delivered, then go to the DoorDash app. That should start live next week, next Wednesday.
All right.
Good to know. Good to know.
So, anything else you guys want to add? We got a few minutes.
Big win this last week for MU. I mean, we went back to that. Me and Mike.
That was always one of those games, as an MU fan forever.
For
everybody else knows.
Yes.
You beat your rival. You got the SEC the next week. That's one they typically struggle with.
Yep.
And they did not, which is a good sign.
It didn't look good early.
Right.
And they got in a hole, but what they do? They didn't panic. They just played football, and it was sweet. It was sweet.
Oh, well, we won't even say that name.
They did move that start time up to noon, and it messed up the entire
the whole day.
I mean, it really did. The only thing, everything was set on TV wise, so it was on ESPN Plus, and I mean, so I don't particularly have that one right now, but we'll be getting it.
Well, you can watch the Liberators Friday night on MoSportZone.com.
How's the coverage down here on that, Mike? Can you see it pretty well down here?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's very good. The streaming part's great. We haven't had any complications at all. Haven't had any buffering or anything like that. So,
spinning. We've had when Matt and I first started doing this, however many years ago it was.
14 years ago.
Of course, the internet has come a long way since.
A little
Wi-Fi has come a little bit, but I haven't heard anybody complain about the sound quality or the picture.
No, it's great to hear you boys very clearly, and the picture's good.
So, all right, well, that's going to wrap it up for the Coach's Corner. Again, 6:45 on the air, 7 o'clock kickoff. Hoping that the Liberators get off the snide and get the victory over the Parkview Vikings. Matt Hennenberg for Clay Meyer, Sutton Medley, Mike Scott, and Coach Robert Clardy saying, say along and thanks for watching the Coach's Corner.